You ever look up at the stars and just wonder, how did all this happen? Is it all just random? Well, today we're diving into an argument, a really profound one, that comes straight from how our universe is put together. And it's an idea that really makes you question if random is the right word at all.
Okay, so the source material we're looking at today, it makes a pretty bold claim. It says that the insane precision we see in the universe, well, it's not some cosmic lottery win, it's actually a deliberate, intelligent plan. So yeah, let's unpack that.
So, to get our heads around this huge idea of cosmic design, the argument actually starts small, like really familiar small. It looks at the systems we humans create for ourselves every single day.
I mean, just think about it. Even a family, right? You need some basic rules to keep things from turning into total chaos. A little bit of order to make sure everyone can live together in harmony.
Now let's scale that up. Think about something way more complex, like a factory. It needs a detailed plan, right? A blueprint. Where the machines go, how the assembly line flows. Every single piece is organized on purpose. You don't just throw it all together and hope for the best.
Okay, so if even our own little creations need that much thought and planning to work, what happens when we take that idea and apply it to something, well, cosmic?
And this is where it gets big. The source material points right at our own solar system and calls it a masterpiece of organization. You've got planets and moons that have been doing this perfect, disciplined dance for billions of years. Billions. They all work together, never veering off course, keeping this incredibly delicate balance.
All right, now let's zoom in. We're going to go from the huge scale of the solar system right down to our home, planet Earth. Because this is where the conditions for life are described as being, well, almost impossibly perfect. First up, let's talk about our distance from the sun. It's just perfect. The source uses a great analogy. It's like sitting by campfire. You know that sweet spot? Not so close you get scorched, not so far you freeze. Well, Earth is sitting in the cosmic sweet spot. Then there's the speed the Earth spins. That 24-hour day we're all used to? It's not just some random number. It's the perfect speed to warm the whole planet evenly. It gives us that stable, predictable cycle of day and night that life absolutely depends on. And get this, the Earth's tilt, that very specific 23.5-degree angle, that's the only reason we have seasons. The argument here is that if it were off by even a tiny bit, the results would be catastrophic. We're talking flooded cities or completely dried up rivers. Okay, so moving out from Earth itself, the argument brings in our closest neighbor, the moon. And it's not just seen as some random rock that got caught in our orbit. It's presented as an absolutely essential piece of the puzzle for life to even exist here. And to really hammer home just how important the moon is, the source asks a pretty dramatic question. The answer? It's pretty chilling. Without the moon's gravity, our oceans would just stop moving, and that would shut down the engine that drives our weather. No tides, which means no wind, which means no rain, and without all that, yeah, no life. It's that simple. And it's not just that we have a moon, it's where it is. Its distance is another one of these perfectly tuned things. If it were any closer, we'd have monster storms and hurricanes all the time. Any farther away, and those forces that give us wind and rain would just fade away, leaving the world completely stagnant.
Okay, so the argument is about to take a really interesting turn. We're shifting from these huge, obvious things like planets and moons to something hidden, an invisible mathematical code that's supposedly written into the fabric of life itself.
And that code is called the golden ratio. You might have heard of it. Basically, it's a very specific proportion that, for some reason, we humans just find beautiful and right. It just looks balanced. And the craziest part? The source says this exact same ratio pops up everywhere in nature. I mean, everywhere. The number itself is about 1.618, and it goes on forever. But the point isn't just the number. The argument is that this isn't just some math class curiosity. It's something much deeper. It could be the actual signature of beauty and intelligent design, like a watermark on reality itself.
And what's so wild is where you find it. It's in the perfect spiral of a seashell. It's in the way seeds are arranged in a sunflower. It's in how trees branch out. It's even in the proportions of your own hand. It's like there's a single universal blueprint for how to build things in this universe. So, let's pull all this together. When you look at all these pieces of evidence, what's the big takeaway? Where does all this order, all this mind-boggling precision actually lead? Well, the source builds what you'd call a cumulative case. It's not just one thing, it's everything together. It asks you to just stop and think about the odds. What are the chances that all of these completely separate, incredibly complex things would just happen to line up perfectly, all by accident? And the conclusion it draws is that this level of harmony, from planets moving in space all the way down to the petals on a flower, it just can't be an accident. There's just no way. It has to be pointing to a deliberate, intelligent plan. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one idea. This kind of overwhelming, intricate order doesn't just happen on its own. It implies that there was an organizer, a designer, an architect for the whole shebang. And the source material refers to this architect as the greatest creator. And that leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. Because if you follow this line of thinking, if you accept that there's an intricate cosmic design, then the next question isn't how anymore, it's why? And maybe, just maybe, what's our role in that grand plan?